Summit confirms 2 new outbreaks over the weekend, including one for the county itself. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. First, nearly 127,000 vehicles passed through both sides of the Eisenhower Tunnel this weekend, Friday through Sunday, down just 4% compared to last week, up 9.5% compared to the same weekend last October. Even snowy Sunday was busy, with 39,000 vehicles, busier than every Sunday this April and May, and 2 of 4 Sundays this September. Summit health officials confirm 5 COVID outbreaks in the past 7 days, including 2 new outbreaks over the weekend. 4 employees at the UPS warehouse in Silverthorne have tested positive since late September, and at least 2 employees with Summit County government have come down with COVID since early October. This rash of outbreaks comes after a mellow summer. County Commissioner Elizabeth Lawrence.
Our COVID case numbers stayed relatively low and stable. We did a really good job. It's just been in the past few weeks, the past month, that things have started to get off the rails.
Health officials say after-hours socializing are likely to blame at restaurants, while employees at UPS were not tracking symptoms, and both county employees rode in vehicles together without face masks.
Right now, everyone might be in a little bit of COVID fatigue, and I get it. We all start to get lax in the rules and what we're expected to do, and myself too. I'm not perfect in this.
The County Board of Health meets tomorrow to discuss recent trends and review the latest public health order. That virtual meeting is tomorrow at 3:30. 5 days later, and the Deep Creek fire is under control. That fire started in northern Summit last Wednesday and scorched 88 acres in 48 hours. It did not grow over the weekend, and fire officials yesterday confirmed it is 100% contained. Meanwhile, on the Front Range, whipping winds are stoking a new fire today, the Wild Horse Fire, burning 580 acres and growing fast near Fort Carson between Colorado Springs and Pueblo. Tamara Pogue of Peak Health Alliance believes health insurance is not for emergencies only.
It's also about making sure that people have health insurance that they can use when they need it, right? If you want to go see a therapist, you shouldn't have to pay your entire deductible before that's a covered visit.
Peak Health debuted 2 years ago as a grassroots solution to high healthcare premiums. Last year, 4,500 people enrolled, saving between 20 and 30%, including therapy and unlimited primary doctor visits with some plans.
We've been able to duplicate the model and prove that it doesn't just work in Summit County, it works across lots of different counties with lots of different healthcare issues.
This year, Peak Health grows to cover 7 rural counties, including Lake and Grand, with expected enrollment of up to 20,000 people, nearly 4 times higher than last year. We've got real live snow on the ground today, and Loveland ski area is shooting for 200 days this season. COO Rob Goodell.
At this point, the visitations, the revenues are secondary. We'd like to ensure that we get as many days in as possible this season.
And Goodell, well, he's got faith in you.
Skiers and snowboarders are resilient and resourceful. And that's from the employees to the guests, that the passion for this sport and what we all offer is unsurpassed.
Changes at Loveland include face masks and lift lines, capacity limits on chairlifts, and no après ski at Rathskeller or events like demo days. So far, Loveland and A-Basin have not announced opening days, pending ski resort guidelines from the state and snowmaking. Ballots for the 2020 election are in the mail now and should be in your P.O. box by end of this week. A reminder to update your voting info by October 26th for that November ballot. Colorado is a mail-in ballot state, but you can drop it off in person at one of 5 locations countywide. In sports, today's Broncos game, rescheduled from yesterday, is postponed again. The Broncos will play New England this coming Sunday, following a round of positive COVID tests for the Patriots. And in local sports, brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Weiss Agency, Summit High Football lost the home opener last Friday, 34-42 against Conifer. Next game for the Tigers is this Thursday against Thornton on the Front Range. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.